Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going on a bit of a bimble, so I'm not going particularly far. It is the sort of the day after the US election became clear, so I'm a little bit hungover, but I did need to get out of the house and enjoy this lovely scenery. We've been having pretty much unrelenting winds, which is kind of normal for Cornwall, and it's dropped off a little bit today. So, perfect opportunity. Maybe we'll see some bird life. I was just talking to a friend, he was seeing a whole lot of kingfishers up at the river. So we'll see what we find. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the camera around in a minute and you can just enjoy the view. I'll try and publish what the timeline is. I'm not doing anything especially profound, but if you just want to enjoy the paddle up the river and make a cup of tea while I'm doing that, that's fine. Enjoy that. But I am going to show you the King Harry Ferry, which is an interesting little thing to see. And I'm also going to witter on a little bit about the naming of rivers in England, because this is an interesting spot. So I'll talk about that, but in the meantime, enjoy the paddle up towards the King Harry Ferry. So this blue thing is the King Harry Ferry, and it crosses the River Fowl right here, and it does so on cables. So if you listen to it, you can hear the cables rattling around as it moves across. Now shown you a few places, like on the Helford and elsewhere on the Fowl and the Kalleq roads, and you'll see that the tide really goes out and it ends up being muddy, but not here, because this is a very deep channel. It's about 20 meters deep. So the Falmouth Harbour Authority can bring ships of that size. It's pretty big and it's pretty safe there, and it can be, you know, it's got 20 meters under it, and it seems so incongruous that it's there, but after a while you get used to it. It just seems so weird in the middle of the countryside and fields and trees. It's a flipping tanker. Weird. Anywho, it's a King Harry ferry. It's a car ferry. You used to be able to take your bike on it for free, but now they charge for it. It's actually probably one of the most expensive per meter crossings in the world, because it's so short and they still have the fixed costs of running the ferry. So I think crossing is about £6, but it's so worth it, and the people that run it are just nice. They're really lovely people to hand over your £6 to. They're nice guys, really. I'm using a different paddle today. This is another Gearlab paddle. It's called the Kalleq. You see me with my orange one. This is same length, kind of. It's very sharp, and it's just light, and it's really lovely. It feels great. So much less weight to carry, sort of hold up, and I think it's going to be really nice for sculling and rolling. Hang on, I've just got to figure out what I'm going to do with the King Harry ferry when it's going to move. Hold on a tick, might wait here for a second. Honestly, there's so much acceleration in this paddle. Incredible. There's a bit of a tailwind and my skeg isn't working, so sometimes I have to paddle twice on one side, which I hate doing. I guess I could just edge probably like a normal human. Sorry about the noisy family, but they get to, it's their woods as well, isn't it? Why not? Yeah? I'll pick them anyway. Okay, I'll look. I'll messenger. Okay. Well, don't eat them. You can pick them and bring them home. But I'll check on the picture. Okay. See you in a bit. No, I will now. Okay. So my wife's found some mushrooms on her walk and wants to know if they're edible or not. Find out. I really like this paddle. It's so light and so fast. It just seems so fast. But it kicks off, look. And once it's moving, it's silent. I absolutely love it. I was planning to talk to you about river names. So let's get it done, right? So I'm currently on a body of water called the River Fowl. About a mile up there, there's another body of water. The river turns into something which is known as the Truro River. So we go from the River Fowl to the Truro River. Not only does the river change its name, it changes its naming scheme. And I think I figured out how that works in England. So if you're in North America, you probably think it's a bit quaint how we name rivers, with the word river then the name of the river, because it's a bit French. And before you feel all superior about that in North America, just remember, next time you go to a notary public or you hear about a court martial, you're speaking French too. Anyway, the River Fowl, this is how I think it works. If the river is named after a town, it takes the name of the town, then the word river. So the Truro River, the Bewley River, the Lymington River, the Helford River. Got it? That's because there are towns of that name along the river. Truro's just over there, and that's the Truro River. But the Falmouth is named after the mouth of the Fowl, the River Fowl. So, if the river's named after a town, it goes the town name river, and if it's not, it's called the river something. I don't know. I thought I had about 3 o'clock in the morning. It seemed a bit more intelligent then. I'm paddling back now. I'm going to go past the King Harry Ferry. I've just seen a kingfisher. There isn't a chance I'm going to catch it again on the GoPro. And I'm not even sure you can hear me in this wind. So the wind has picked up, which you kind of expected it to. It's a southerly wind, so it's blowing straight up the throat of Kayak Roads all the way up to here. Kayak Roads is a body of water south of the River Fowl. It opens up. It's sort of kind of a big estuary, and it heads down to Falmouth, the city of Falmouth. Anyway, the wind is blowing straight at me. I'm probably making a racket on the camera, so I'll probably shut down in a second. Oh yes, the thing I showed you on my little campfire there was a little grill thing called a Bitty Big Q, and it's really cool. It just folds up and then you can put it over your fire, and I was dying to try it out. I'm really pleased with it, and the coffee was very nice. Now, there's no one right way to make coffee, but there are a lot of wrong ways. that's it, I guess, folks. I love this stage of a paddle. It's right on the end of the paddle. The sky's getting grey, it's beginning to get dark. You remember when you were a kid and your mum's calling you in and you don't want to go in for your dinner, you just want to play with your mates? It's like that. You're kind of hungry though. So I'm a little tired. I skipped lunch. All I had for lunch was coffee, but it was very nice. So what have we learned today in today's little excursion? What I've learned is that this paddle absolutely is amazing. Just a stunning paddle from Gearlab. My little bitty Big Q grill, that was cool. Yeah, and don't vote for fascists. You see, right now it's beginning to kick off again. The southerly wind is picking up and we're getting more fetch. And I don't know, I've got to fix my skeg. I keep double paddling on one side because the front of the boat always wants to turn into the wind on this thing. I don't know. Water temperature's getting a little cold now, beginning to sting a little bit. So I was toying with the idea of coming out with my dry suit. Instead I just did the tunic and some long johns and things. Next time I'm out, definitely dry suit. I'll dress for immersion. The tunic's really good, but you better get your roll dead right if you're going to get wet, or just not get wet. So thanks for watching. Click the thumbs up and all that stuff, and leave some comments as well. See, I'd like to know what you want me to do and what things you find interesting. I'm not trying to make any big statement out of all this stuff. I'm just having fun and telling stories. There are some fabulous adventures you can have in Cornwall. God, I better fix my skeg. There are some great stories and great adventures, and if you want, I'll keep on doing them. You enjoy it. Sometimes I go quiet for a very long time, sometimes I talk incessantly, but I'm like that anyway. Let me know what you like. Anyway, I hope you're well, I hope that your loved ones are well. Take care of yourself, wear a mask, wash your hands, keep a distance, and we'll get over this mess. Bye.